Gimbal.
Gimbal. So hello, welcome to the 70th hour of Vegetables Wanted.
Woo! 70!
3 days till 100.
We're nearly a third of the way through.
So welcome. Just to let you know, this performance, like all performances, is a relaxed performance. That just means we've got a relaxed attitude to any sound or movement from audience members, just to prevent those who might be silent yourself for closing time. The lights, as said, the lights should stay like this. However, we are experiencing a couple of little hitches with them, but there will still be light on, so it should be anything too drastic. Music, there'll be no loud like noises or anything. Maybe some background music coming in here and there. That's everything, I think.
Yeah?
I'll pass over to Leo.
Hey! Welcome back. Hello. My name is Leo. I'm going to be the GM for this, the last hour of today. This is our 10th hour today. If you don't know what's going on here, this is a tabletop role-playing game, which means the 4 people to my left and right have individual characters that they will be playing in a fantasy setting. I am the games master, which means I am working with everything else. Enemies, allies, monsters, even sometimes the weather itself. And yes, I keep threatening that. The players will tell me how they want to interact with the world. I tell them how the world reacts back, and we use dice for mediation when we require it. Just a very, very brief catch-up of the last 69 hours. The crew are members of a scientific research vessel called the Spirit of the Horizon, which has been went out on an expedition to try and find a weapon to help the cause of the war that their nation was caught up in. And in this expedition, accidentally awakened an elder god, an evil elder god that wanted to kill them, so they cast an unknown spell to transport them away in a hurry, and that has transported them to a completely new plane of reality. They have no idea what's going on. They're just trying to get home. I say no idea. They started with no idea. They now have 70 hours of experience worth of ideas. They know some things. In the very last hour, the crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, after successfully brokering peace between 2 warring nations, returned back to the Thundercrest Isle, received their plaudits from the Queens, and then found their ship attacked and captured by a pirate, Salty Jen, who turned out to be this evil, powerful hag creature. They didn't kill Salty Jen. Salty Jen ended up retreating. Relora, the commander of the ship, really put her life on the line by teleporting Salty Jen up 500 feet into the air. She managed to get out somehow, both Salty Jen and Relora, and Salty Jen's ship, the Vicious, sailed off into the horizon. As they came to terms with this, the crew of the Spirit then sailed on to the Menara Jam, which is where they hope to find some more gunpowder, because all their gunpowder was stolen while they were doing the peacekeeping missions. But before we come into the story, hopefully that wasn't too long. It was a little long. Before we come into the story, let's get to know our players. Introduce yourself, tell us who your character is, and what they do on the ship.
My name is Johnny. I'm playing Alistair von de Comte. He is a dwarven bard, and he is very undwarfy. He is a scholar, a writer, a singer of songs, and a teller of tales. And he is the ship's scribe.
My name is Simon. I'm playing a fighter called Nomi Watts, who is a gnome. And he's a fighter on the ship, member of the crew, and he's also a questionable character. That's all I'll say.
I'll be playing Gimbal, an elf wizard who's an engineer on the ship. He's spent his life sort of working as like an academic and a bit of a tinkerer.
Sure.
And has now gone off for some adventure when his wife left him.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just throw that in there at the end.
That came out of nowhere.
I'm Naomi. I'll be playing Brina Froddle. Brina was actually on the first mission that the ship did when we cast the spell that brought us here. She specialises in magical research and has been researching some various things, and has found herself taking charge uncharacteristically because our captain Golan and our commander Relora seem to be a bit worse for wear since the last hour. So yeah, she started ordering people around and telling everyone where to go. I'm sure it'll be fine. She's also a gnome. See how that goes.
As we come towards the end of the 3rd week that you guys are spending in this strange new world called Havmar, you've got a 2-day journey towards the Menara Jam. Is there anything people would like to do during this 2-day journey?
I'm going to hand out the stars that we were given to symbolise our allegiance with Thundercrest.
Yeah.
I am then going to make sure Relora is in her quarters and is still getting food, but is having like a relaxing time and between her and the cat, just making sure that those two are looked after because it all seems a bit much for them right now. While still making sure that we're on the right course with Olmorn.
Sure. Roll a charisma check for me.
No, I have +0 on that. Oh, I rolled a 19. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. No, your efforts seem to be greatly appreciated by Laura and Golan. So all of you, as I've forgotten your name again, Brina. All of you, as Brina makes her way around the ship, gain a little. If you want to picture it, it's kind of like a sheriff's badge. Essentially, it's a little 5-pointed star, which is one of the symbols of the Thundercrest Navy, specifically, which shows your allegiance after all the missions you've run for them. I mean, in the last couple of weeks, you've run peacekeeping missions, you've saved the Queens from assassination, you've helped police port trouble a little bit.
Once the chest is empty,
Yeah.
can I fit the Captain Evandir's stuff in there?
It's not big enough. Because you've got a sword and a big cloak.
Without the sword and the cloak, could I fit stuff in there?
Yes.
Right, I would like to fit all that in there, and then I'd like to cast Arcane Lock on it. Only I'm allowed to open it, there's no password.
Okay. Captain Evander sadly was killed by Salty Jen, mutilated and hung as a message from the front of the ship in the last couple of hours. Anybody else?
I'm guessing this counts as a long rest as well.
Oh, this definitely counts as a long rest. Yeah, yeah. Grab your hit points back, grab your spell points back.
Oh, sweet.
I am going to, for the first time in Alistair's case, he is going to try and write an epic love poem, but he's suffering from a bit of writer's block.
Oh. Okay, roll an intelligence check for me.
A critical fail.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
We have. And he stares at the blank parchment, quill in hand, and he just stares at the blank parchment, quill in hand, and he gets up and goes to the kitchen. He sees if there's bread roll. He comes back. He stares at the blank parchment. Nothing gets done for 2 days.
Maybe I'll clean my cabin first.
Yeah, exactly. Nomi. Have we ever seen Nomi in downtime? What does Nomi do in his downtime?
Nomi starts an illegal below deck fighting ring.
Okay. Sure.
Where only gnomes fight.
Where only gnomes fight.
Please, someone accidentally invite Bree now. I want to go and break this up.
It's an illegal gnome
Everyone's
fighting
like
ring.
waving coins and like Nomi's in there like scrapping away.
What do you call this illegal gnome fighting ring?
Gnome fights.
Gnome fights. And roll a wisdom check for me.
Oh. 12.
First rule about gnome fights. You do not talk about gnome fights.
Everyone ready? Let's go. Everyone's like throwing gold coins.
Which is actually quite dangerous. So occasionally the gold coins hit the fighters.
Gimbal was going to sit down and read a book that afternoon when he heard Nomi talking about it. I decided to go take notes on this strange sociological phenomenon that he was witnessing.
Sure. Roll an intelligence check, just out of interest.
Oh, that's good. 17.
17? Do you know what? In a strange sort of in a strange sort of raw, edgy, teenagery kind of a way. This releases a lot of anger for the gnomes, and it really makes them feel like they're living a better life than they were before.
We love it.
Fascinating.
They, in fact, Nomi is starting to become addicted
To fighting.
to gnome fight.
To gnome fight.
To gnome fights.
And he keeps telling himself to shut up.
Exactly, yeah. He keeps chatting to himself. Nobody knows why.
Punches himself.
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me. This is a side quest.
11.
I feel a side quest here. Can you name your alter ego for me? We'll come back to you if you want a second.
Angelina.
Angelina! That's a good pull. I like what you did there.
That's really good.
Angelina Nomi.
Angelina. And Angelina is not...
It's a very different hour.
This is it, yeah. The last hour changes. Gets a bit hysterical. Angelina is she's regular gnome height with long flowing black hair. What Nomi loves about Angelina is her full luscious lips, and she speaks in riddles, and you're not quite actually sure whether she's a man or a woman sometimes.
Confusing times.
But it's fine. She's androgynous, and she's just.
Looks like I'm learning about myself.
But what's crucial about Angelina is she wants Nomi to fight
Yeah.
consistently.
Which
Well,
Nomi does.
which
With
Nomi
gusto.
does. Right, this is enough of this joke. Sketch over. Does anybody else? So, sorry, Gimbal. Gimbal, is that all you spend your whole time?
Oh no. I go up on deck and I
Yep.
use the sort of, what's it look like up on deck?
So up on deck, you've got the masthead, poop deck up to the masthead. Then you've got the main deck. Then there's the quarter deck at the aft of the ship. Between the main deck and the quarter deck, you've got the captain's cabin.
Yeah.
Stairs up to the quarter deck, where at the back there are 2 swivel guns. There are also cannons, but the thing is, all your gunpowder's been stolen. You're actually on a mission at the moment, a very technological sounding mission at the moment, to go and find some more gunpowder, which, as one of the ship's engineering crew, you would be very closely tied to indeed.
Would I also be able to spend a bit of time with the tablet shards, please?
Yeah, you would probably find time to do that somewhere along the way. What are you trying to glean that you haven't already?
I'm just trying to make sure it is actually the same tablet as the one we had before. Because no one seems to have done that yet, and I know it's my job, so that's fair.
Roll an investigation check, add your proficiency.
Can I not do Arcana?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's the similar, it's the same. It's exactly the same. Do Arcana.
Okay, good, because that's my proficiency. 6 plus 7 is 13.
13 definitely looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bits that have been puzzle pieced together match up with constituent parts of the main sort of master tablet that is now mundane, to repeat for everybody else.
Yeah, I'll feed that information to Captain Gold and carry on looking after him and Laura.
Fantastic.
Gimbal's going to go and have a look at these cannons and stuff and see how they work. And figure out maybe there's a way you can use like his arcane abilities to get some sort of use out of them in the absence of gunpowder maybe.
Sure, okay.
Fire spells and stuff.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
That's cool.
18.
You're pretty sure there is a way to do that. You reckon that if you create a fire spell in a condensed space, you'll be able to shoot a cannonball. You're also pretty sure it's going to damage the cannon.
Yeah.
Pretty heavily.
Cool. I'll spend some time thinking on that.
There's maybe something you can do with the catapult spell or magic stone. There's a couple of options, and Gibble puzzles it over as the ship sails towards the Manara jam. After 2 days, you hear. Go on.
Can I talk to plumage, former plumage, now potassium nitrate,
Sure.
about
By the way, Gimbal, you find this incredibly hilarious. That Plumage, the official ambassador of Havmar to the Spirit of the Horizon, he set up an embassy on board. It's pretty much a pub in the main hold.
Is that where the fights are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
In the back.
Every now and then, just at the back. Yeah, exactly. Behind a curtain that Plumage has found, this beautiful red curtain that he's just set up. He's a birdman. With red and yellow feathers and a slightly long curved beak.
Like Aarakocra birdman or Kenku birdman?
Neither of those.
A Magari.
A Maguro. And we'll talk about that more later if you want. But yeah, his beak is curved and he's got sort of red and yellow feathers through. He used to be called Plumage when you first met him. He now refers to himself as potassium nitrate.
Gotcha.
Because somebody said to him the words potassium nitrate and he liked the sound of them. So what do you want to say to Plumage? He's there serving drinks and trying to be as loud as possible for some reason. He's being very loud, Plumage. He's just laughing at every joke.
I'm gonna be drinking as well, trying to drown my sorrows.
Sure, absolutely. Here's another.
I do apologise, GM. What's the name of the island we're going to again? Makura Jam?
Manura Jam.
Manura Jam, thank you. Okay, so I looked to him to go, potassium nitrate, hello, heard about your name change.
Oh,
Hi.
potassium nitrate, I love saying it. Potassium nitrate, you can hear the ring to it, can't you? Potassium. Potassium.
Yes.
Nitrate.
I've forgotten the name of the bloody island again.
Manara Jam.
Thank you. I'm really bad with names. What can you tell me about Manara Jam?
The Manara Jam. I heard this is where we were going. This is where my people reside.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most beautiful island you've ever seen. Full of metal and cogs and shinies. Oh, it's amazing.
Does it work on clockwork? I love clockwork things.
As far as we can tell, it's sort of clockworky.
Okay.
Sort of clockworky.
Like cogs and, yeah, you said cogs and things.
It doesn't work, per se. I wouldn't say it works. But maybe it used to. Who knows? All I traded is stories and alcohol. Roll a perception check for me.
13.
You hear a slight from behind the curtain. He's like, stories and alcohol! Stories and alcohol!
I get you!
Would Brina have been invited to this because she's a gnome?
Would you have invited Lieutenant Brina, head of the scientific research team, to gnome fights?
No.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
No. Too high up. You gotta be a lowly fighter or a cleaner or something.
Yeah, but you didn't know that until just now, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'm not going to investigate. I
can't
probably
wait-
think something suspicious going on, but I'm not going to investigate further because I cannot be bothered.
Okay, fine. And Plumage has done like a couple of suspicious things since he's been on board. I can't wait to get back. The marketplace. 5 levels of the Manara Jam are just marketplace all over, and the most amazing little trinkets go through.
I'm really excited to see this, to see your homeland. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and as a gnome, you would be interested in like little mechanical trinkets.
I am super interested.
Yeah, fantastic. No, it's just providing special context for the audience. So yeah, land ho! Cries the wood elf from the crow's nest. And can I get perception checks for everybody, please?
18.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
21.
21?
16.
16. And you got 19.
Yeah.
So everybody sees...
Oh, 18, sorry.
Sorry, 18, okay. Oh, good. There's a lot of good rolls there. Everybody sees this island off to the starboard. As you grow closer, you notice it's not an island, per se. All you see is towers that look a little bit from a long distance spikes, but because you all rolled so high in your perception, you can see that they are towers rising out of the water. Metal and very old-looking stone with cogs all over. They're all interweave and lock together. It's not turning or anything. And you can see, only Gimbal sees this, but Gimbal, you can see how detailed the metal is. It's finely carved and real beautiful, actually, details, like little spirals and artisanal flares here and there on the cogs.
Do we know who made this island? Who crafted it? Was it the bird people?
Roll an insight check for me.
Not good at those. 11.
11. Maybe?
Maybe the bird people?
Maybe the bird people. But you get the impression that the bird people are quite a young species, and this is a very old tower that you're seeing. A couple of towers.
They don't look elvish. So they're playing elf.
Nothing you have encountered on Half Mile so far can capture the beauty of elvish architecture, as far as Gimbal's concerned. Of course. But just to clue you up as a player, you have met so far no humans, no elves, no dwarves, no half-orcs, no half-elves, no dragonborn, nothing like this.
Are we still on Earth?
No.
Somewhere in the astral sea? Or something like that?
No, you're just somewhere else.
Okay.
As far
It
as you're
transported
aware.
us to like a totally different,
World.
possibly universe.
And as somebody who understands the rules and will know what I mean by this, and be a high-level researcher, you have what you did, what the captain did right at the beginning was essentially cast a 10th level spell,
Right.
which just flipped you into a new plane of existence, and it took her very life soul essence to cast this spell, and she died saving you all. Which led to Captain Golan first becoming acting captain and then eventually deciding he might as well just call himself captain at this point. So he did. And no Admiralty was around to argue. Anyway, as you approach, you can see these colourful, these ships painted beautiful colours, turquoises, reds, yellows. The sails are all these very gaudy colours as well, and these are sort of lashed together to make a makeshift kind of harbour or port. You see more Maguro, these bird creatures, in all different shades, flitting between the towers. They'll enter in one door and reappear halfway up. This is obviously a really intricate system. The other thing that you pick up, Gimbal, especially as an engineer, you realise that these towers feel like the tops of towers. They were not built to stop where they stop, and they continue down into the briny depths beyond what you can see. As the highest ranking officer, Brina, what would you like to do? Nomi, you are a sergeant at best, sir.
I genuinely head a department of the ship.
Self-appointed.
Nope, I was
No,
appointed
she
by the
was
Admiralty.
appointed by the Admiralty.
I didn't vote for you.
I was just the best person for the job, Nomi. Something you wouldn't understand, but that's okay.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
She takes a swig from a flask from her pocket at that point, very, very quickly, and
That's new.
yeah.
We're all going mad.
Yeah. Right. Okay. We'll be the landing party as per. I do think we probably need potassium nitrate with us.
Does anyone have any?
No. Plumage is called potassium nitrate now.
Oh,
Nomi.
yeah.
He changed his name.
Changed
Could
his
you
name.
pop down and get him, Nomi?
Yeah, right.
And as is the remind him it's his duty as the ambassador for our ship.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey,
So you head down to the embassy, and Plumage is there. As he does in his downtime, he feels like he should clean this makeshift bar from time to time. So he's just wiping it.
sodium carbonate. You're one of those things.
Potassium nitrate! nitrate.
That's the one. Let's.
Wait, what did you say?
Sodium carbonate.
Carbonate, potassium carbonate, sodium carbonate, potassium sodium, and he just starts talking in all
I
these
grab
different
his wrist and
combinations.
just like.
Wait! Where are we going?
We're going upstairs. You're needed. Your role as ambassadors. What?
Roll a persuasion check.
He's not really into it. That's a 7.
Okay. Ambassador, where are we?
We're arrived.
At the Manara Jam.
Yep, strawberry jam. You got it.
Manara. And we're not talking about sugar, we're talking about a block. Doesn't matter. Come on.
Let's go. Okay, come on. He's here.
Thanks.
Nomi comes back up with Plumage in tow. Plumage has his hood down, and where usually he has a combination of red and yellow and black feathers, all the black feathers have gone now, and it's just all red with this beautiful yellow plume going down the middle of his back.
I'm liking the new look, potassium nitrate, to go with the new name.
New look. Oh, I hadn't realised. But yes, I like being home.
Right. We need you with our landing party purely because you are our ambassador to have, Mum.
Ah, yes,
Uh-huh.
I can't. Well, look, I'll come with you, but I'd rather stay in the port area and the marketplace. I'll go to the marketplace with you, but I'd rather not go all
What
the way.
did you do, Plumage, before you left?
I can't tell you that.
Are you sure, Plumage?
Make a persuasion roll.
A lot. 26.
26. Okay, Plumage tries to be quieter. You've never heard Plumage try to be quiet.
I'll lean
and
in.
I've never attempted the voice, so... well, I may have told some stories that maybe got some people upset, maybe got some other people in trouble, and maybe weren't entirely true.
So you
I like
lied
the
and
mission.
got someone arrested?
It never really got to trial, because they found out it was a lie pretty easy. It was a tall tale.
You?
I was just talking about one of our fine bird women that we have, and how
They're called chicks.
inspiration. Take D6 inspiration for that. I was just talking about her, and I was using her story about her as a distraction while I maybe took a little bit more change from a transaction than I should have.
Considering you've changed your name and you have magic to change your appearance, as we all know.
He sort of taps nervously on the bow.
Come on.
I feel as though you'll be suitably disguised to be able to be our ambassador to this land.
He sadly puts his hood back up and then casts disguise self, and his red and yellow turn this deep green and a sort of purple tinge around his eyes.
Lovely.
Come on then. I guess potassium nitrate's not coming home after all. What was the words you said?
Sodium.
From
Would
now
anyone
on.
know you as potassium nitrate on this island?
No, but I would like to show off my new name to my friends.
So you'd like to be sodium carbonate?
Yes. Please call me sodium carbonate from now on.
Okay.
A whimper from the stage manager as she desperately tries to tweet and keep up.
I'm gonna take another swig from the flask, and I'm just gonna walk out. I'm just gonna let's go. Let's try and dock.
Can I do an insight check on Brina?
On Brina, yeah, sure. Are you
Just to
trying to
see-
hide anything,
Just to
Brina?
see if she's okay.
She roll.
Well, this might contest the
No.
deception roll as
Yeah,
well. so-
I'm not trying to hide anything.
Okay.
It is a 10.
It's a 10.
Prob's not.
She looks a bit stressed, mate.
You look a bit stressed, Brina.
I'm fine.
Whatever.
If she's a woman, that means she's not fine.
I will not have
Wasn't me.
sexism on this boat.
Brina turns straight around.
Okay. Yeah, Nomi.
Make a deception roll. This is quite high because she heard you.
Deception. 17.
How am I rolling against it? For insight?
Insight, yeah.
Not good at insight. Oh, she's not built to be a leader. 19!
Oh, Alistair desperately tries to shove the blame onto Nomi.
Own your mistakes, Alistair. Own your mistakes. And she's going to walk off, taking another swing from her.
Well, okay, so during this time, the Spirit of the Horizon, small as it is for naval vessels, don't worry, that happens. Small as it is for a naval vessel from where you come from, it's easily as big as one of the biggest Maguro ship here. And it gets docked up, lashed to this makeshift port, and the Maguro put down their own gangplank. And as you turn to go off, they're already on your ship. They're pouring in here. They're going, hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Can we
Welcome,
remove?
welcome, welcome,
This
welcome, welcome, welcome. And there's just about half a dozen Maguro all over the
This
place.
is a naval ship. I would ask you to disembark.
Roll a charisma check for me.
That is a critical fail.
So as you say, I would ask you to disembark. What happens is one of them comes up and goes, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Can we have
welcome.
a discussion off the ship? Off the ship.
And it's too late. Unless anybody wants to help her. They're already all over they're saying hello to the Marines. They're going down under the decks. They're
Trinkets, fine trinkets here. Get all your nice gnome trinkets.
what have you got?
Oh, trinkets. And bits and bobs. Just for sale.
Okay, cool. Roll
Just trying to make some money.
roll a persuasion check.
14.
Okay, they come up and they look at your trinkets and go, trinkets, 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 these are not good trinkets. And they just sort of leave it. Because what you've held up is just sort of like a shard of tin that you found on deck.
They're smarter than I thought they were. They recognize the tin game straight away.
We heard you had good trinkets, so we were really hoping to make your way to the marketplace, but we can't leave you on our ship.
They are not. Okay, roll another persuasion check. Roll a persuasion check this time.
Okay, persuasion is +0. Perfect.
As one of them already heads down
4.
into the lower decks.
Right, I'm going to get Captain Golan. It's happening.
Okay, sure. You go over to the captain's
No,
cabin.
actually, before I do that, sodium carbonate, can you sort this out? And then I'm going to stalk off over.
It's
to...
fine.
No, it isn't.
My people just assimilate new cultures very quickly. They won't touch anything. They're just excited to see new people.
I say,
I was excited to see new people. You let me on your ship. I have an embassy here.
That, you're one. This is many. We need them off the ship.
These are my brothers.
I say we leave. We disembark. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Let's go.
You? No. You're going, right?
I'm going to message Captain Golan through the window and go, you need to sort this out, and then we're going to get off the ship.
Right, okay.
Let's
And
we go.
as... Go on.
Before we go, I turn to one of the bird people.
Yeah, sure.
Tell me, little bird man.
Yes, welcome, welcome. Hello.
Welcome. Yes, yes. Tell me, who made this? And I point up at the towers of the city. It wasn't you.
It wasn't us. It wasn't us. We live here, though.
Come on.
And as you disembark the ship, you hear a as the captain's door bangs open and a right as he feels very close to a rage as he slams out of his boat. And Josin, the captain of the Marines, is trying to round them up. It's like herding cats, especially since these cats can fly. Or at least glide. So you get down the gangplank, and like I said, this is not a dock. There's no pier here. What they've done is they've lashed together a bunch of ships to create a massive raft. So I'm going to need acrobatics checks from everybody as you desperately try and keep your balance walking over this.
12.
16.
Fifth critical fail.
Can I get one of my insights?
So everybody, one of your what?
My insight.
The inspiration.
Inspiration, sorry.
No, you can't. You can't. Those are not transferable.
Never mind.
They are non-transferable.
And they last for 10 minutes, so.
Oh.
So it's probably gone.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I know you didn't know that, so you can keep it for another 10 minutes if you want. That's fair enough. So everybody who rolled above a 10 is fine. However, Alistair, you slip on a particularly wet patch and you just tumble backwards into the foam.
Can I help him with my whip?
Yes,
Ow.
make an attack roll.
It's not an attack.
No, it is an attack.
I'm just
Make it-
dangling it.
I know.
Like a fishing rod.
Oh right, so you don't want to catch him.
No.
You just
Oh.
want to.
No. He's
Oh.
already fought them.
Yeah, well, he's falling as you turn around.
You could like get around his wrist and pull it back.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try and get it. I'll try and get his ankle or his wrist.
Okay, sure. Make an attack
You've
roll.
run games before, haven't you? Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
that's
That's what that is.
23.
23, yeah, you definitely catch his ankle. So you go backwards over the ship, falling head first backwards, but your ankle, suddenly you feel this wet sort of leather wrap around your ankle, and you're pulled back up. Make a strength check for me, Naomi.
Can I use my inspiration?
You can, this is what it's for.
Can I use my...
Did you get 2?
You gave me 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
That's fine, I don't. That's fine.
3, 7, 8, 9,
You rolled a
10.
1 anyways. So.
10.
10. I just managed to keep him up, and Alistair, your head bangs on the back of the boat as you're dragged back up.
You're welcome.
Do I still have my hat?
Do you still have your hat? Roll a dexterity saving throw. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as well.
Oh no. 11.
11. Yeah, you just managed to catch your hat. It almost comes out, it falls into the sea. And you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as your head smacks against the side of this ship. So that's just happened.
It's all of this.
Yes.
Are we quite done? Are we okay? Is everyone alright?
Yes,
Alright, we're going to carry on then.
Just
Thank
my
you.
pride.
Just my pride.
That's plenty sturdy enough to survive a bit of bruising. Let's go.
Can I get an acrobatics check from you again, please?
Falling again.
7. Plus.
You should be able to pass with that,
Yeah,
surely.
10.
10. Yeah, you're really shaky, and you just nearly go over once or twice, but you manage to make your way across 1 ship, 2 ship, 3 ship. You're on ground. It's fine. The 4 of you walk into this large tower. It's about 50 feet by 50 feet. I'm aware, thank you. 50 feet by 50 feet. And it's bustling, absolutely bustling with Maguro, especially. You see the occasional Katafu, who are sort of like half troll-like creatures. They have very thick skin, incredibly ugly, but they're not aware that they're incredibly ugly, obviously. You see the occasional Vosu as well, these fox-like humanoids, but mostly it's Maguro. And to the north and south, there are staircases that look like they would lead down, but they're just sodden. They're flooded, the floors below you. And to the east and the west of this room, there are staircases leading up, and you can see people going up and down, apologizing as they shuffle past each other. Built around the walls, in between these staircases, are makeshift wooden shops and stalls. There are repurposed metals all over the place. The Maguro love shiny things, and this is very much a marketplace.
Can I roll a history check to figure out how, maybe not how these buildings sunk, but like whenabouts these buildings sunk?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Would it be a technological object?
I mean, it wouldn't technically. History wouldn't do you much good here because you don't know much. You haven't been studying the history of Havmar.
Okay.
But you can do insight with advantage because you're a gnome.
Okay, thank you.
Can I steal something?
We'll come to you.
Insight, right.
So
that's
noted.
a critical fail, but it's okay. And that's an 18.
An
That's
18.
better.
Sword?
So, sorry, what specifically did you want?
I want to know, like,
this-
when or it might not be good enough, but when and how these buildings sunk or became below sea level.
Okay. So, the buildings look incredibly old. They was Brina on the the island with the zombies.
She was. She beat the boss zombie.
Did she see the ancient tower on the island with the zombies?
She did not see the ancient tower.
Okay, well, she's heard tell of it.
Yeah.
And it looks at least as old as that.
Right.
You're talking over centuries old. Like,
Almost millennia.
yeah, approaching a millennia old. And you catch one of the Meguro as he walks past you. He's holding something, clearly going somewhere. But you catch him and go, "How did this?"
Sorry, but do you know how this tower sunk or became waterlogged?
The deluge! The deluge! Everybody knows about the deluge, and he just shakes out of you and walks off.
I don't know about the deluge. Where's Sodium?
And yeah, and Brina just watches him going, "I don't know about the deluge."
Is sodium carbonate anywhere?
Sodium carbonate is right next to you. Yeah, absolutely.
What's the deluge?
The deluge?
The deluge.
You don't know about the deluge?
We're
I
not
think
from
everyone needs to
here.
stop saying deluge.
Sodium carbonate. Remember where we're from.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And I am the
And
ambassador.
write this down.
I will tell you about the deluge. Centuries ago, the water levels rose.
And that's it.
Well, they rose a lot, very quickly.
Do you know how they rose?
The ice cap melted. The pole, it's not a laughing matter. The western pole melted.
That could be disastrous.
And the entirety of the ice came into the sea, and all our arable land was flooded. And that's why we're a world of islands, as I'm sure you've noticed.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Ah, see? Not thinking.
Just not knowing.
What's Nomi doing at this time? Because
Nomi-
you wanted to nick something.
Yeah, Nomi sees the shiniest thing around and just goes for it.
Roll a
Where's
perception
Noggin
check.
when you need them?
Yeah. Perception is 14.
14 total. So you see, I mean, it's almost overwhelming, right? And as you look up the staircases, this goes on and on and on for at least 5 floors.
My gods.
So you can see there's trinkets everywhere. But something catches your eye, and it's this beautiful silver cat-like figurine, and you see one Meguro demonstrating it to a Meguro child, and he winds the back of it up, and then it, with remarkable lifelikeness, runs across the floor for a little bit, and then the child picks it up and winds it up, and then it runs across the floor a little bit in the back the other way, and the child starts to play with it as another Meguro pays the merchant.
Am I going to steal something from a child?
Are you?
Yes. Yeah, I try. I try. I try and replace one of my terrible ones with that.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Oh my
You
God.
just toss the tin to the floor.
Oh, it went over there. Look.
Roll a stealth check. Well, actually, how would you like to approach this child?
Uh,
Not a sentence I wanted to say, but there we go.
I kind of go, wow, I
Say
love
funny.
what you've got there. That's a really nice toy.
And he goes, I know.
Yeah. So, what does it do if? Can I have a look?
No, it's mine. I'm playing with it now. You have a go in a bit.
No. Okay, so.
Don't kill a child
I'm
for the
not gonna
first
kill a
5
child.
minutes.
Will I be watching this take place?
Sure. Sure.
And I'm just curious. I'm just going, know me.
No.
Oh, know me.
I'm also watching and just tutting about gnomes.
Gnomes in general.
Rude.
Oh, you're here as well.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous figurine.
You're
In
not stealing from
less.
children.
Oh, that's not really a no.
Oh wait, hang on. There's
The game's afoot.
I found something a little while ago.
there's shenanigans going on there.
I found a red statue of a dog or something,
Yeah, nice.
and I was thinking we could replace it. I found one ages ago.
Okay, yeah, sure. I wasn't here for that, but I believe you.
He's right. Weird. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Are you gonna help me?
No.
We're talking to Maguro about the deluge.
Gimbal goes back to taking notes.
Ah, you're all high and mighty. You weren't so high and mighty in Gnome Fight Club. I saw you there, betting against me.
You roll a perception check.
Thank you. That is a critical success.
You just heard him talking about Gnome Fight Club?
What is Gnome Fight Club?
I get my notes out.
And I take the notebook and I read it.
Well, Gimbal, what's in your notes?
Oh, it's all about, it's sort of like a novel. It's not like a non-fiction, it's like a fiction
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
story.
Okay.
So you're saying
It's a novelised account
Yeah.
of gnome fights.
Yeah.
From the perspective of...
Me.
Oh, right.
What's your pen name?
G-Wizzle.
Of course it is.
I'm just gonna.
Whatever.
He actually did really well.
Like I can see.
I was betting against him and losing every fight.
Every time.
Are you
gonna
going
talk-
to do a sleight of... While Reno is reading this, do a sleight of hand check against this child?
Can I do a distracting performance for the child?
Sure.
That is a critical fail.
What would you like to do? No. What would you like to do?
I would like to say, child, look at me dance.
Roll a performance check.
Oh dear.
That is a 23.
Sure, and the child is so wrapped up in this, it
While he's-
starts dancing around with you.
While he's dancing to distract him, I'm just going to cast fly on him. So he raises up off the ground as he's
just-
dancing.
Do you make him move?
Yeah, you can move.
Do you you're dancing in
You've got to move him.
You're
I
dancing
have
in the
no
air.
I
Why
think
is
it's
this
the
last
child
hour
that's
always
done
so
this to
silly?
me. Like, what have you done?
fine.
What have you done?
And Gimbal just chuckles to himself.
So I'm going to close the notebook and then go. We're talking about this when we get back on the ship.
And you see him steal the child's
Give
toy.
it back.
As does the parents of the child, and she comes over and wraps her bird wing around your wrist and goes, "What do you think you're doing?"
I just wanted to see how it worked.
Well, it's obvious it works with a screw.
Wow!
Roll a deception check.
Oh dear.
That's a 2.
She does not believe you.
Run for it, Nomi!
And she calls, and you're just running in the air. Are you going to let her do?
Don't push him
Okay.
along.
No, he's being pushed along. You seem to be moving in the direction you're running.
Just half speed.
And she calls, "Guards! Guards! Guards! Guards!" And that is where we're going to leave Adventurers Wanted for the day.
They have to deal with that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, then you're just handing
And I'm
that
just gonna
over.
teleport away!
Dimension door.
Teleportation. Thank you so much for coming along. Please, if you feel free to come back to either watch or to play. It's going to go on for many, many, many more hours. As I said, it's 250 altogether. We're doing 10 to 3 and then 5 to 10 every day apart from the 24th and 25th. You can also watch on twitch.tv/adventurers wanted, and you can follow me on Twitter at adventures250. I am going to pass over to these guys.
Yeah.
Because they've got some shows to plug. And you guys are.
I am in a puppet musical called Heartwood. It is funny and songs and it's great, and it's playing at 12 o'clock every day at venue 13. It's a brilliant show and I'm really proud of it, and it would be great to have bigger audiences.
Oh, Yeah, it
Like,
would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we
I
feel
mean-
your pain.
It's not done too badly. Just put it out there.
Hey, Stream.
Yeah. I've got 2 shows at the Fringe. One called Mars Actually, one called The Jurassic Parks, and they're on at 7 in alternating nights at Assembly Roxy. Good fun.
And what are they?
Well, they're comedies. They're very physical comedies. One's about the film Jurassic Park and a family who have to act it out on stage.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I saw it in London.
Yeah.
That was you.
Yeah.
Wow, we're having.
Was it good, Johnny?
It's brilliant.
There you go.
I loved it.
Genuine review. There you go. There you go, audience.
Testimonial there.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's it.
Do you have a
Thank
show?
you, Kate.
I don't.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. As I say, please do feel free to come back at any point over the next few weeks.
Yeah,
And
10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll be dealing with this mess.
If you're interested.
So remember, he's flying.
And I'll be having a lion.
Hold on, did he get the cat?
Oh, did he run away with the cat?
He did run away with the cat.
Dex check.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much again. And I think we've got
Yeah,
a
roll the
over
dex check.
for the next group to come in.
Choose this one.
Yes. Please. Yeah, and thanks for joining us twice. Brilliant.
What will the bird lady roll?
No, she got it off you.
Oh.
She got it off you in the last seconds.
That's